Before we start this fun video, I just want to make sure that you know I gave away a Christmas gift to the world, a free cross-stitch pattern called Sugar Plum Dreams. If you want it, it came out in my newsletter, so why aren't you subscribed? Don't worry, you can still get it. Use the link below and it will be sent to you courtesy of me. It is an awesome pattern. Here's a super quick sneak peek. It has a Clydesdale horse. Now, I need to add this caveat. If you are watching this in the summer of the year 2035, please do not email me. By that time, this freebie will be buried on my website, and it is your personal responsibility to go dig it up. Yes, I actually had to add that PS. Very important to my sanity. Thank you. Happy holidays. Hugs, kisses, and hot chocolate. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and this is Lindy Stitches, where I talk about cross stitch. I thought today we could do something fun. So, wanna meet my mom?
Hello.
This is my mom. You wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah, I guess. So my name's Mom, and also Angie, or Angela if I'm in trouble. So, there you go.
You don't get in trouble very often.
Ask your dad.
Oh, well. That's another story.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you about that later.
So, I get asked a lot where I started cross-stitching is a question that everybody asks, and I always have to go back to Mom, who is a very crafty lady. You want to talk about, like, the first 10 crafts you've dabbled in throughout your life?
Sure. So, probably the first thing I dabbled in was, it's pretty close. Regular embroidery and sewing happened about the same time. My mom was a big sewer, and so the first thing I made was a very ugly skirt. I probably wore it 2 times. And I don't remember what I made after that, but I did a lot of sewing. Made a lot of dresses and for every holiday, and a lot of clothes and a lot of artsy projects around the house. I did painting, you know, back in the 80s when everybody was doing the little wood things painted, little geese everywhere, that kind of thing. And at the same time I started cross-stitching in the 80s and 90s. So,
yeah.
So what'd you do with that thing you ironed?
What? Oh, I forgot to iron it. It's still downstairs. I'll go grab it.
So I want to show the first thing I remember stitching. I may have stitched some before this, but this is all I have from when I did embroidery. And here it is. It's a towel. It's a chicken towel. I believe there was a match to it, but I don't know what happened to it.
What, are those carrots? They're eating carrots?
No,
are they like in the garden?
That is corn. Isn't that most definitely corn?
Oh.
Chickens eat corn.
Okay, Mom.
And this, I still hang this up sometimes, but
it's very cute. So when I talk about you, Mom, and how crafty you are, my top example is how you made my prom dresses.
Oh, yeah.
So, why are you doing that?
Well, it's like we talked about the other day, when you sew prom dresses or holiday dresses or wedding dresses, which I did not do. Thank you. It just becomes very stressful because you want them to be perfect and pretty, and yeah, especially that one prom dress I made for you where we copied the Titanic.
Yes, well, that's what I was going to say, is Mom made a lot of my clothes up until high school, and then pretty much all you made then was my 2 prom dresses. Right. And the first prom dress was when Titanic was huge, and all the girls were going to watch the Titanic movie multiple times in the theater, and I didn't pick one of Rose's dresses that you get to, like, observe for a long time. Right. I picked this dress that she wears to breakfast for, like,
I think actually
2 minutes.
I think it's actually in kind of a risque scene, because I think it really was a nightgown with an over thing on it. Remember?
Really?
Yes, I think it was, and we thought it was so pretty. We thought, why not have it be a dress?
So I do not remember the nightgown aspect of it, but I'm
we'll
going
have
to
to
insert
watch
a
the
picture.
movie again.
I'm going to have to blur out my date's face, but I'm going to insert a picture because, yeah, Rose is in this dress for like a minute and a half, and she doesn't even you don't even get a full picture of it.
Yeah.
It was just a few seconds, and I was like, this is so pretty. Mom, I want this for prom.
wanted
And
it
she
too.
recreated the dress for me.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if we went with the same color.
Yeah,
Do
it
you remember?
was. It
the
was
same
yellow.
color?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it was pretty, and it made a pretty dress.
I loved it.
I mean, well, when was the Titanic? Like 1917 or something like that?
Oh, like in history?
So,
Yeah.
you know, nightgowns then were a full dress.
Yeah.
But it was pretty, and you know what I loved about it is it was modest. Because as I watch all the prom pictures on Facebook,
Oh boy, Mom.
I'm gonna.
Mom, I am cutting that out. You can't say that.
But they do. Anyway. Okay, where do you want to go now?
Okay. So what we're gonna do is Mom brought over a huge pile of her finished stitching. She's got a couple of works in progress, right?
Yep.
And
And a
some
couple
stuff
new
you bought.
patterns. Yep, some new
So a
patterns I bought.
traditional Flosstube format,
Yep.
except you've got 32 finishes to show.
We'll do 'em
Through
really
the
fast.
years.
Yep.
Wait, let me ask you a historical question.
Yeah.
So, like, how was cross stitch different in the 80s when it was really popular than it is now?
Well, I have an example here, but I'm not going to pull it out. But anyway, because something I'm making right now, I think was early 90s. And the patterns were a lot rougher
Right.
to look at. I mean, there was no counting off of the 10 by 10 grid at all. And there was not a lot of half stitches and stuff either. It was a lot of full stitches, which I do like that better sometimes. And
The fractionals?
there
like-
were fractionals, but in the beginning, it wasn't fractionals. It started like when you got into like that one that you bought me for my birthday.
Right, the Amish Country
The Amish-
Life.
yes,
The triptych.
That one has some
everyone does.
fractionals in it.
Yeah.
But also there were no linens, and you really mainly saw 14.
14 count Ada.
Ada. Yeah. There was 16 and 18, but most of the patterns came out in 14 at
Yeah.
that time. And I think I mainly used 14 and 16. I can't say for sure because I don't have them. What's this look like?
Did you just go to
smaller.
like Walmart and get everything you needed?
No, I went to a local store. Sometimes I went to Joann's, but that was like 45 minutes away. But I went to Fabric Center. Fabric Center in the local town had a lot of cross stitch to begin with, but then eventually they weren't carrying hardly anything. Hence my problem with that Amish scene.
Yes. So what happened with the Amish Country Life is Mom did one panel of it, and then what happened?
And then I went back to get more material to do the other two, and they weren't making it anymore. So I couldn't match the background fabric, and
That bothered you so much that you
yeah, I just threw the thing away eventually.
she threw it away.
I regret it ever since.
At what point did you regret it? Like, maybe I shouldn't have thrown that away.
Well, you know, when you're doing especially when we moved from that, one house to the new house in the other town.
Yeah.
Like you can't know where I am. But I'm in,
Don't track her, okay?
I'm in a witness protection mode. But, when you're going through, we had to go through 20 years of stuff.
Right.
And sort it out. And I think that's where it happened was like, oh, why don't we keep this? I've never framed it. I've never done anything with it. Pfft, it's out. You do stuff like that though when you're clearing out, and later you're like, man, I wish I had that.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you got in your hands here?
So what I have in my hands here, I'm guessing these were made in the 90s and they're discolored. You can see this one's really discolored. But I don't know the pattern. But these are my bathroom girls. They're so cute.
The bathroom girls.
Yeah, the
and what
bathroom
could
girls.
possibly be a reason why they're discolored, Mom?
Because they have never been washed since they've been hung. They hang in the bathroom.
They hang in the bathroom.
Humid and ridiculous. They don't hang over the toilet, but they do. So I do need to take them out, but I'm afraid.
You're afraid.
I'm afraid.
They'll bleed?
Yeah, I'm afraid they'll bleed. I think part of the bleeding might be from these plastic frames. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've noticed now this one,
Yeah, it's
one of
got
them
like
has
a
a broken thread in it. Her eyes need redone because they faded so much. So I might have to just give up and give it a try. But I'm pretty sure they're like 1990.
We do not know the names of these
they're
patterns.
old. These may be even older than that. They probably are.
All right, I'm going to take what you show and put it over
All
here.
right.
What do you got next?
So the next one is one that I made in the 80s. This is 1983.
Precious Moments.
I actually made several of these.
I'll hold it and you can talk.
Funny thing is that everybody I gave these to, they are still married. So far, I am too.
These have magical powers.
I do. Now this was not the border for this picture. So I had to take, it was a Precious Moments border, but I had to put it together myself. And everybody I gave them to, I changed the eye and the hair color for them and the colors from their wedding. So anyway, that's me and my husband there. Aren't we cute?
There you go.
That's
Precious
exactly
Moments.
what we look like in 1983.
I'm sure. Right.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people in my audience have done the Precious Moments.
Yes, exactly. Now all the rest of my my cross stitch from back then was gifted. So I have pictures of a lot of it because I went to my mother and my mother-in-law. So I went and took pictures of all of it because I didn't keep any. And I have that. So the rest of my stuff to show you is actually from now. And this
From
is,
now, like when? When did you start stitching again?
Well, I retired.
Retired?
I
Oh,
retired.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I retired.
I thought you were making a joke.
No.
No, you really retired.
I retired last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Last May. And I actually started taking it up right before then, but then now I just, I have tons of time. It's awesome. And I did this, Lindy Stitches. I have done other Lindy Stitches. Get it straight here. But I've gifted them. So this is the only one I've kept myself. You can see I did not sign it. And
What did you stitch that on?
I stitched it on linen, but I don't remember what kind it was.
Yeah. Did you dye it or something?
No,
Oh.
it came that way. And then this is Lady Dots Creates Dots.
Yep.
And then to make it is super easy to make. I made this up myself. It's just mat board.
Scandalous back,
Each
Mom.
layer, isn't it lovely? Look at
kidding.
that.
I'll
I
pretty
used
much all
really
my backs.
ugly thread that I'm not going to use anywhere else. I did pad this one a little bit, and I just glued them together because I was lazy. And I'm not ever going to make it any other way. And if I do, I'll sacrifice and pull it apart. But
Yeah,
and
looks
I just hang them with those. What are those called?
Uh,
Yeah, I know I couldn't. think
I don't
of them.
know.
Anyway, that's what I
3M
hang with
things?
them. Those
Yeah.
3M things. Those are great.
3M.
I love those.
I know they have a name.
3M things. We'll think of it when we're done. So here's one of my favorites that I leave up all the time. And oh, there's a trick to this one too I want to show you. So first, this is a Tattered Teddy. And Tattered Teddy
Is that like a series?
Yeah, it's a series. He's adorable. Isn't he cute?
Yes.
And it's from Anchor. That's who it's from.
Okay.
This is Lady Dots Creates. Which one is that? Do you remember?
Dirty Face.
Dirty Face
Yeah.
Lace. But this is what I love about this frame. I just stuck it in there. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was on sale. I think I got it for $5. So if I ever decide that I need another square frame for a little one,
There you
I
go.
will just make it so it fits right in there. You don't have to glue it. You could put a magnet on the back of it. That's why I got a metal insert in there.
Yeah.
But it stays there. It's not going anywhere. It stands on a
very
shelf or it
creative,
hangs
Mom.
on the wall. Oh, I got that from somebody. I don't remember who, but got it from somebody as an idea. And this, I'm sure you can guess who made this. Do you know who this is?
Lizzie Kate.
Lizzie Kate. Yep. And I leave
Cute.
it up all year so far anyway. I'll probably make enough spring stuff. I'll take it down.
Yeah.
But I like that one. Grateful, thankful, blessed. Shouldn't we all be? So one of the next things I made, or at least I'm thinking this is one of the next things I made, was this. And this is Chickadee Little Friends by Heritage Crafts. And I could not find the name of the lady who actually made this pattern. You can also get 3 chickadees and like a longer one. I put the verse on it. It says, "Not one of them falls to the ground outside your father's care." From Matthew. And I made it like, I just stuck pins in the back of this for some other reason, but anyway, I made it like a mini quilt. So, and then I had these 2 little hangers like this, and I put pictures on these sometimes at Christmas time, old pictures, but I thought it hangs a cross stitch kind of neat. And
Yeah.
I did find hangers like this online. If anybody ever asked
did?
you, Yeah, I think I have it marked on my computer where I found them online, but I just love this little chickadee.
I think that's pretty cute.
It
The
is
hanger
cute.
idea.
Yeah, and it's so easy to make these. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just a piece of cake. That's
Well,
for
it's
sure.
just like a empty pillow, right?
It is. It's like making an empty pillow. Yep. And this is also Lady Dot Creates lace. And then after that, since I have 2 hangers, I had to have something on the other hanger. So I started making Margaret Sherry's calendar cats.
Okay,
which
we gotta go
I
through
dearly love.
This is January.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't it cute? I just love them.
Really cute. Are these all on Ada? Like
They're on.
14?
They're all on 14 or 16. I can't remember.
February. I love Margaret Sherry.
She is nice, but you know what? I do have to grid on Margaret Sherry.
So you don't get lost?
Because
Yeah.
if you're trying to like do all of one color within an area, it's really easy to mess it up, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. You have to
Yeah.
cut a bunch of stuff out. So here's March. That's one of my
Really
favorites.
cute.
I love
Oh,
every
yeah.
single one of them. I
Hanging the
can't
clothes.
say. Yeah, can't say I like one better than another. I think this is the first one I did was May. Little May kitty.
And did you change the colors of the cats on some
Not
of
in
them?
these. So far, I didn't change
Okay.
any on these.
I thought you said you did that at some
Oh,
point.
actually, I did. You're right, because our cat is yellow, like, you know, a tabby cat. So I did change all the cats to be tabby colors.
Okay.
So some of these might have been
They
black,
look
black
good,
and
though.
white. Yeah, yeah. I used her colors from one of her tabby cat patterns.
August.
So there's our August kitty. This one looks
Do you know like what calendar these are from?
I think she only has one calendar. And I think it's in the big book of hers. that I have.
yeah.
So there's our August kitty. That one looks like it needs ironed. And here's our
Cute.
October kitty.
So you did all 12 months?
No,
No.
I'm missing 3, I think.
I can't count.
It seems like I have all
Yeah.
the ones in the fall. Isn't it adorable?
Yeah.
I love that one. Now this one I did a different one. I actually didn't like the November kitty. To me, it looked a lot like the October kitty, or the Christmas kitty. It just has a sweater on, I think. And I found this kitty, and it's part of her kitchen series. I don't remember what it's called, but it is Margaret Sherry. And I changed it. It was supposed to be a cupcake up here, but I made it pumpkin pie. And then I added a pumpkin down here in front of the tail just to make it look more fallish.
I really like the pumpkin pie. This cat looks like more bubbly.
Yeah, that cat
Like,
has ate too much.
the
things.
shape of
See, there's
it.
only one
Yeah.
piece of pie left.
Yes.
He's definitely been visiting with Walter.
Hey now.
Now
Walter
this-
needs to lose some weight.
Yes, everybody say a little prayer for Walter.
He has some rough times ahead.
Yes, he does. So this is the December kitty, and I did change quite a bit on this
Oh my
because
gosh.
I don't remember the colors that were
So
in
cute.
these striped areas were different colors. Like I think they were more like orangey.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to be more Christmassy. So I decided he should have a truly ugly sweater for ugly sweater Christmas. So I just started dividing up the areas into,
Yeah.
you know, white, green, red. So
He turned out.
doesn't he have a great
Oh my
sweater
gosh.
now?
I love these little. Did you do these little trees?
Those were actually part of it.
Okay.
So it had like these orangey colors and orangey colors and orangey colors, but the trees in between were the pattern.
Do you have an ugly sweater?
I don't think so, because I just don't wear
Oh.
sweaters that much. I get too hot. I'm always hot.
Okay.
So let's see what's next. So these are all, this one I made, I gotta look up the information on this one. So this one is called Let Love Bloom, and it's by, Country Cottage Needleworks. And I love it. I thought that was so springy. And do you know what? I've never put it away. It's on the piano all the time. I made it in, what do they call this, flat fold?
Yep.
I made a flat fold. And then I put that ribbon on there, and with Aileen's,
I was gonna say how.
Yeah.
How is it like that?
Aileen's clear glue.
Along the whole ribbon?
No, just here and there. Like there's a dot
Oh.
there, there's a dot there.
So don't touch it.
Yeah. Oh, you can touch it. It doesn't go anywhere.
That's wild.
So I kind of made that up, and that's what I did. And there's some more. I'm not really doing a commercial for her, but there's more Lady Dot's lace. I just love her lace, but who can resist those little bitty bunnies?
Very
They're
cute.
just so cute. So I really love that.
I
So
like
that's
that
nice.
too.
I made it for Valentine's Day, and then it's been out ever since. Same thing with Tattered Teddy. He's
It's
been
all
out ever
seasons
since.
at Mom's house.
Yeah, hey, it's what you like. You know, hey, I'm almost done. Look at that. That was a lot of stuff.
You did all this in 1 year.
Yeah. I know, when I was thinking about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, because it was a year in May, so, and I haven't really stitched anything since then. Since this past May, I mean, the whole year. Maybe this.
What do you mean you stopped stitching?
I mean, I haven't completed anything else.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean,
that's a lot. I didn't.
look how
not
many
the
finishes
old
that
ones,
is.
but-
Like, fully finished stuff.
Plus, I made one for Eowyn, and I made one for a birthday one, the cake one that you have for my friend. Made my mom some bookmarks. Yeah.
Wow.
No
I'd
wonder
say she's sunken down the hole.
I no wonder I've kind of not felt like doing it lately. My goodness, I've done a lot. But that's okay. I'm going to get back to it.
Well, everyone in the comments will re-inspire you, I'm sure.
So this is a little project I did. I'm going to show you the back first. So I picked out this fabric for this. It's a little pin cushion. And this Lady Dot's chenille for the edges because it matches the green in it. And this is the front. And this is by Primitive Hair, and it's a free pattern on her website. So I picked that material out to be this little patch that's supposed to be like a, little rustic. Please insert your pin.
Very,
Who
very
does
cute.
not love that?
That is, I mean, I've seen this freebie before. I just really love this finish. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Is this flower part of the pattern? Did you do that?
I don't remember where I got it.
You
I
just-
think I just looked up in Google Images some small flowers, and I added that little flower.
out.
And I, changed the colors to match the
Now,
material.
do you do the slit it? You do the edge turn. Where you?
Oh, you mean
you
when I
leave
sew
a
it
hole in
together,
the
leave a
edge,
hole
yeah.
and then turn it?
Yeah.
Yep. Except I put the chenille on afterwards.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Very
got the
cute.
walnuts inside of it.
Yep.
Walnut shells. I love those. Those are great. Which reminds me, I do have a couple other things that I
That you
didn't
forgot
bring.
to grab?
Yeah. They're like
I'm not surprised.
they're like put away with Christmas or put away with Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't bring those things. What next?
You didn't get your
This is-
Thanksgiving stuff out?
Not yet, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
Even though we ain't really doing nothing there. But that's okay.
This is Mom's magnum opus.
This is like my moment. I love this. So this is
you
a
point.
free pattern. That's a lovely thing. It's called Emerald City, and it is a free pattern from Owl Forest Embroidery. Now I changed a lot of stuff in here. So, but the gist of it is theirs. They're like, this is theirs. They're Dorothy, so she's a little simpler than like my Scarecrow. But I got the Scarecrow idea, the Tin Man and the Lion. I think that was it. From Brooks Books by Brooke Nolan. I paid for her patterns, even though her patterns were like this big.
Yeah,
and
hers are a lot bigger.
I had to shrink them down to being
How did
smaller.
you shrink them down?
Well, you can see the
shape
the
of it?
box, the graph pattern.
Yeah.
So then I just figured out how big mine had to be and just did it smaller. And I don't know, that's what I did. So, and then believe me, it took a lot. It took a lot of doing. And then once I stitched the Scarecrow was the first one, and he needed to be outlined. Most of this pattern from Owl Forest is not outlined. I keep saying outline. What do I mean?
What color
Backstitch.
Right. What color fabric did they want you to do it on?
It actually was supposed to be like a teal,
Okay.
and but
Teal, and then they have the Emerald City.
it was kind of tealish, yeah.
Okay.
But there was a group I was in that everybody was doing this, and everybody used different stuff, and I really wished I would have went with a linen, or at least one that was dyed like a linen, overdyed, overdyed Ada, because I wasn't really super happy with my background, but it
Yeah.
is what it is, and
Well,
I love it
looks
now.
great.
Yeah, I love it now.
It's such a busy piece that it might
is.
distract if you had a lot of models.
I even did beading, which I had never done before.
Nice.
Not that excited about it, but whatever.
It looks nice.
Yeah. I changed a lot on it. Like, there was no border. And so I made up this border and put this, there is no place like a home at the bottom. All the words were not there, but that's what the movie is to me. I'm going to be 61. I've probably seen that movie over 50 times. No, I have seen that movie over 50
Yeah.
times for sure. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies. So, I mean, what's a Emerald City cross stitch without if I only had a brain on it, you know,
Right.
or if, you know, NEM, all
So
those
you're
things.
saying like you instead of reflecting the book, you wanted more of the movie in it.
Yeah, this actually was based on the book. The characters right here, instead of the Lollipop Guild, they were 3 mice, and those are from the book.
Right.
And
So you have the lollipop.
yeah,
Look at
so
that.
I drew the Lollipop Guild
That is
myself.
so cute.
There's a lot of like crazy stitches in there, like half stitches.
Oh, to get
I
all the
mean,
detail.
There's
yeah.
no way that you can look at that and see where the X's are, because sometimes I'm over stitching it. As a half stitch, and then I have another little
We've
bit
all
on
been there.
So
We've all done the overstitching.
To try to figure out how to do the lollipop was a lot of fun. What else was different? There was up here there was something different, and I wanted the rainbow up there, so I did that. I gave the monkey a hat.
Well, yeah.
I wanted to give him clothes, but I couldn't quite pull that off.
I like
so.
the strings on the hot air balloon.
Yeah, isn't that neat? I like that a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep holding
That's
it up. and then
okay.
you crank your head over.
I just really wanted all those words on there. You know, oil can. Who doesn't remember oil can?
Yeah.
And the lion was hard to come up with something that was short enough to put on there. But
Yeah.
in his song, he says, "I'm just a dandelion," so that's what's on there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, who framed this?
I framed it myself. I don't remember, but I'll give Steph the information so you can put it below the video. Where I got that off Etsy. I got this frame and this mat, and they were so kind.
Really, you ordered both from one
I
shop?
ordered both. No, 2 different shops.
Okay.
And I about messed up the mat. You know, you measure it 15 times and then you write down the wrong thing, or you get it miscalculated in your head. And they told me that do you realize your mat's only going to be whatever.
You have a 1 centimeter mat.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, wait a minute. I had to go back and recalculate. And I really do like the frame. It hangs on, we have a room where we put beadboard on the wall that's blue. And the white trim in the room, so this looks really nice on that wall.
It feels like is this real wood?
Yeah, it's real wood.
It's
It
a
was
nice
real
frame.
decent price
Yeah.
too, because man, frames I just can't even believe.
Yeah, you'll have to give me the info for that.
At some of those popular stores to go to I'm not going to name somebody. It was going to cost me $130 minimum to frame this,
Yeah.
and I paid about, I think maybe altogether I paid $70. Which still was really hard on my cheap little heart, but that's a good
Mom
deal.
is a cheapskate, just like me.
This shirt cost $1. It did.
Oh, man.
So,
yeah.
yep.
We're the type of people where you're like, I like your sweater, and we feel bound to tell you that we got it at the thrift store. Can't just take a compliment.
That's right. I have to say it. You know, when I was growing up, my mom bought all her clothes at rummage sales. Well, not all of them. She made a lot of them too, but she bought us a lot of clothes at rummage sale. We had good clothes too, and she always told us that it wasn't a lie to say they were from Sears.
Wait, you're going to have to explain this to me.
She said, it's okay. She didn't say it wasn't a lie. She said, it's okay if you just tell kids they're from Sears. Because everybody shopped at Sears then.
Is that like Walmart?
Yeah, like Walmart. Everybody shops at Walmart now.
But would it be like trying to make it seem like you had shopped at a cool store? Or
yeah. Well, no. Sears was the place you went for your back to school clothes and your Christmas dress and things like that. So
it wasn't like saying, "Oh, I bet I got it from Walmart."
No. Yeah. It wasn't like saying, "Well, we shop at Marshall Fields," or. What's one of those other Dillard's? We got this at Dillard's. No, it was like saying your average store. You know.
Okay.
So.
Did you actually tell people that though? I
I don't remember. Because to tell you the truth, this is the 70s and everybody was poor. And it was inflation out the yin yang, And nobody really asked you where you got your clothes.
Really? Does anyone ever ask you
I
where you got your clothes?
when you're a kid in college, or high school or grade school, does anybody go, nice sweater, where'd you get it? Well, maybe later high school, but not earlier. But
All right, so what are you working on?
so this is what I'm working on right now. I just love this.
I think that just came out,
from
yeah.
Sweet Wing Studio. I would have
Yeah.
never guessed that. And it's the Duxology, and I bought it because of the little bunnies and the birds. And I haven't gotten much done. I had to change the colors of the birds because for me, it was a little too muted. I wanted them a little bit darker, so and I had to rip it out once and start over. So there I am. There's a bunny and a flower.
What are you stitching it on?
No, I just knew you were going to ask that.
Did you dye that or no?
No, I didn't dye it. I bought it. It's over dyed, and I think it's 18.
Yeah, it's either
Looks like
16 or 18.
Yeah, I think it's 18. I really liked it.
That's
I thought
cute.
It was really cute, and it'll be nice.
That'll be quick too.
I may give it as a gift, but I don't know. I might get it done and say, that's mine. So, the other thing that I've been working on for a year. Because it's been a year at least. Oh, I should get the design out to show you.
Well, you can't say you've been working on it forever when you've only been stitching.
Yeah, a year. I don't know where the design is.
Oh, it's right here. I took it. Oh, you want me to show it?
Yeah, so this is what this is going to look like. This is the only picture I have. This is called Victorian Memory Quilt, and it's from the early 90s. So when I got this pattern and realized that it's 2, maybe 3 patterns, because you get a pattern for the cross stitch, you get a pattern for the words, you get a pattern for all the embroidery stitches that you're going to put on top to do.
Okay, so all these motifs are on top of stitching.
It's really hard to see.
I don't know if my camera's going to focus.
Yeah,
but
so the little stitching between the areas is all really embroidered stitching. Some of the flowers are like daisy stitch and things like that.
Oh, right. So it looks like a crazy quilt.
Yeah, it's like a crazy quilt.
But you only got one of the parts of the pattern?
No, I got the whole thing. So when I got the pattern, it's got
just hold it
2
back.
sides. So
it has 2 sides.
There's one side that shows some of the stitching. There's another side, it's upside down inside, that shows the stitching in a different way. I mean, it's...
Like, what year is this from?
I think I don't know if it says on it anywhere.
This is like crazy.
But it's old.
This looks like it was typed up by an old computer.
1989.
Okay, well, it was typed up by an old computer.
This is an interesting page because this is the embroidery stitches I'm going to have to do later to decorate each little part. But there's also a thing on here that tells you what all these little symbols mean. Because it's Victorian, like a star means that it's a hero. That's the only one I remember. But anyway, they all mean things. But the thing I wanted to do with it was to make it mine. So I didn't necessarily want all these symbols. I wanted things from mine and my husband's life because I was making this for our 40th anniversary. So I took and I copied it.
Mom likes to take already complicated projects and further complicate them.
Let's make it harder so you'll just hate every minute. So I changed it, and like I wanted a house, and I'm going to put the years that we bought houses. There's one part that's about mobile, because my husband used to work for mobile. There's one part about Illinois, Indiana, Jeeps. You know, I have
camper.
I have a representative dog and cat and duck and rabbit, because those were our pets.
There's no hamsters?
No, I don't have anywhere to add one now.
There were many hamsters, Mom.
I have a little baby foot here that'll have Stephanie's date of birth and her sister's date of birth, and we got a church and a Bible and a cross, and we're gonna have this. We are gonna keep a couple of them, which this one is a butterfly, because to me, I always think of butterflies as the souls that we've lost and have gone before. So they're living a new life, and that's what that's gonna represent. And we kept the wedding rings and the wedding bells, and I have a nurse cap up there for me. But anyway, doesn't that look like it's gonna be lovely? Okay, so here it is. This is on 14 count, and it's a gridded fabric. And the reason I got a gridded fabric is because the first thing you have to do is the border. And I was so afraid that I'd get all the way up here and have to rip it all the way back out because I messed it up. So I got a gridded fabric, but it doesn't really show that much, I don't think. It's pretty light. And
it doesn't. It comes out.
Does it? Does it wash out?
Yeah.
I was wondering that, but you know.
Are you doing DMC?
What?
Like floss?
Yeah.
Is the floss DMC?
Yeah. So this should all wash out?
Yeah.
Really? I am shocked.
I think so, unless you bought something really weird.
All the fabrics don't say that. So it does wash out. I'm hoping it does, but if it doesn't, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
But anyway, this is what I've gotten done so far. So here's a little house, and the little dates are going to go there. Lots of little decorations. The date of our marriage will go here by the wedding rings. There's our dog and our kitty, our Jeeps. We love Jeeps.
That's a lot of solid
You know.
stitching.
It is a lot of solid stitching, and I actually started here and had to rip it all out because I wanted it more solid. So I actually am using 4 threads.
Get out of town.
4 threads.
On 14 count?
On 14 count.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it hard to get through?
No, not really. And I use a pointy needle. I know a lot of people use dull needles. I use a pointy needle.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure, because it's so solid, that you stitch it all in the same direction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Otherwise it starts to show. And
Yeah.
anyway, it's not, none of this is outlined yet, so it'll look a lot better after it's outlined. There's our little duck. My daughter, when she visited Kim, the other daughter visited Stephanie one time here in Indiana, brought home a baby duck. It was right after Castaway, the movie, so his name was Wilson.
Were you mad at me that...
No, because he was so cute. How can you be mad?
Well, Kim was in high school at the time, and we went to the hardware store when they in the spring
Yeah.
where they have the baby birds.
You know, not
I don't know how that went down. Somehow we came home with the duck.
Well, you know what? Back when we lived in Illinois, you didn't go to the hardware store and see ducks and chickens.
Yeah.
But in Indiana, almost every hardware/feed store
Around
farm
Easter,
store,
yeah, you can
around
buy
Easter time. Yep,
baby chickens and ducks
they
and
are
turkeys.
very hard to resist. But the reason we weren't mad is because we lived on a channel. Back in Illinois, there's a lot of strip mine subdivisions, and you get to live on a channel which goes out to a lake. So we knew that when we were sick of this duck, he could just go away.
He could go live his
And
life.
he wanted to. He was so funny because as he got bigger, he would see the other ducks swimming by and stuff. And eventually he left. And a couple times we went out on our boat and we saw him. And we were like, Wilson! And he'd like run from us.
Like Tom Hanks.
You know.
Wilson.
He would be like by somebody's house, you know, that lived on the channel. And we'd be like, Wilson! And he'd and just run across the yard
I
away
wonder if he
from
was
us.
like a pest to other people.
I don't know, but I think he was afraid we were going to capture him and take him home.
It's like,
But
I
as
do
far
not
as
live
we
with you
knew,
people.
he went south with the other ducks. I don't know. Never
hopefully.
saw him twice, never saw him again. Who knows?
Hopefully
Maybe
he
got
lived a
ate
full
by a
life.
snake. I don't know.
I don't think there's Illinois snakes who
Well,
eat
I know there's
ducks.
no alligators, so I couldn't think of anything else that might eat him on the lake. But anyway, that's my 40-year anniversary, which I've now been married 41 and almost a half years.
You gotta get to that.
But I'll
Mom.
get done with it. It's got a nice little verse that goes in the center too. So anyway, and here's a couple other
So
things.
this is your haul.
This
It's
is-
2 patterns.
2 patterns is my haul. I have all kinds of patterns on my computer and books and things like that, but these are new ones, you know.
Yeah.
And I found these at the store in Ellisville, Indiana.
Fancy Works.
Or did I order them? Maybe I ordered them. I also order off of 123 once in a while, so I think I got them off there. But I love Fancy Works in Ellisville. It's a nice store. So this first one is from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it says, "Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul." And I just liked it because it's got a neat bee, and I like the colors.
I had not heard of this designer.
Yeah.
She has an Etsy store, it looks
Does
like,
she?
on the back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was
Emily
cute.
Moore. Oh, wait, no, Lindsay Waite is the name of the designer. Yeah.
I think it came up on one of their sales that they were doing stuff with all bees on it or something. Is
Yeah.
how I found it by accident, sort of thing.
Really cute.
And I got another one from Waxing Moon Designs. I was looking for some things for 4th of July, which is gone by now. But for next year, I got these 2. I like Waxing Moons. They got a lot of cute stuff.
Yeah, they do.
So those are nice. I like those.
Cute.
So they were in my, every time a holiday is coming, and usually way too close to the holiday, I will go look at patterns and pick out several, like, oh, I'd love to have this for that holiday, and then I don't buy them. So
You mean you don't stitch them?
I don't even buy them.
You just look at them?
I put them in my favorites thing and think, yeah, I should get those. And then by the time I think of getting them, it's the holiday or past.
Yeah, I
so
do
this
that.
time I went ahead and bought one for next year. So there we go. I really like that one.
That's cute.
Yep.
So what are your plans?
So my plans are, right now I have to get started on Christmas ornaments. I make my granddaughter and grandson, Christmas ornaments every year, and I have to decide whether I'm going to cross stitch them or twist your dad's arm into whittling something.
Whittling?
I thought of that today.
Whittle what?
I don't know. But I thought I would look for something maybe he could do, because I always do them.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe there's some kind of
He can take a turn.
little wooden thing he could make or something. I don't know. If I can't find anything, I'll be cross-stitching again, which is fine. I like making them. Last year, I made them gnomes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I found a pattern for these gnomes that if I did it on 18 count, they ended up being about this tall. They were actually supposed to be a picture, and I just made them into like a little pillow, so they'd be an ornament, and put a ribbon at the top, and they were freaking adorable.
They were really cute.
Yeah, they turned out really good. I don't remember where that came from. Some magazine
Yeah.
somewhere over the rainbow.
Well, thanks for showing me all your stuff.
Sure.
That was
so,
fun.
That was fun.
It's fun to have a co-host.
It was kind of fun to do, but we'll see how it turns out.
You don't have to watch it back.
Well, if like you could do anything with these wrinkles, that would be
I'll
awesome.
put it. I will put a filter on. You're like sneaking out of the screen.
Oh,
Get
I am.
over here. Yeah. I have one more question.
Yes.
So, like, if someone like you who cross-stitched
I was
in
gonna say.
someone like you.
You want to qualify that
What
a little
part
bit?
of me? What am I referring to?
Someone crazy and old.
No. Someone like you who cross-stitched in cross-stitch's heyday in the 80s and 90s, and they rediscover cross-stitch in its modern movement. Like, is it overwhelming?
Well, I would say my advice to somebody who like is rediscovering it is start with what you know. So if all you stitch was on 14 Aida, start with 14 Aida. And then if you're going to do another type of fabric, start with the biggest count you can, only because it's overwhelming to go from 14, 16 Aida like I was to try 32, even though that's the same 16.
Have you stitched on linen?
Yeah, I stitched, I don't remember what I stitched on linen. Something I gave away.
Yeah, okay.
Might have been Awen's thing that I made. And it's a little overwhelming to go into linen. Maybe go to an even weave first, which I haven't tried, but I know that's closer to Aida.
Yeah.
So that you can easier see where you're working.
Yeah.
Also, I do recommend gridding when you're first starting. I know it's a pain to grid and it takes a little bit of time. I use sulky metallic thread to do that because I have a lot of it that I'm not going to use for anything. So, and it pulls out really nice. And I count and double count when I'm gridding to make sure it's really 10 by 10, especially on linen. It's really easy to get off on linen. But if you grid it, then it does make me feel more confident in the counting and getting it done, especially if you're working something with the border.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff you can fudge, but borders you can't always fudge. So.
Yeah.
And then be careful about your buying. I mean, it's really easy to go insane. I'm teaching someone to cross stitch right now that is 50, and she hasn't cross stitched a single thing yet. We have only had one lesson. We're doing your little turtle pattern, and she was doing the heart that is the balloon and had to rip the whole thing out. I got to go back so she can start over. I don't know what happened. It was good when I left, but anyway. I'm talking about you, Angela, which is not me.
This is
my
a call
friend,
out.
Angela. And I'm going to have her watch this. But anyway.
Hi, Angela. Much love to you.
But I know, like, I felt this way in the beginning, too. You're just like, oh, I love this, and I love this, and I love this, and I should buy this pattern and that pattern. No, that pattern. That fabric's pretty, and this thread's pretty. I don't know what I'll do with it.
Yeah.
You can spend a lot of money. So take it slow, you know. Just start with what you know. If you're looking at patterns in the beginning, if you've never done half stitches, you might want to start with whole stitch patterns only, whole X's. And you can easily see that on the grid. I don't think they always say, I wish they almost did. But Lizzie Kate, Lindy Stitches, has a lot. I mean, most of yours are full cross stitches.
I hardly
aren't
ever
they?
use fractionals. Yeah.
Like, you don't want to start with a Margaret Sherry, even though they're adorable. You don't want to start with that if you haven't done a lot of fractional stitches. May want to start with designs that don't even have backstitch on them, you know, to make it really easy. Start with a small design, not, you know, a 13 by 11 huge thing with lots of colors. And take your time. You know, don't build up this huge stash when you've only done 1 or 2 projects, because that stash almost gets intimidating in a way.
Well, and I think your taste changed too. I know, like, you know, the things that I thought were super fascinating 5 years ago no longer interest me. So if I had bought 32 of those things, they'd just be sitting there unused.
Right. That's why there's all those
De-stash groups.
Either de-stash groups or, you know, eBay.
Yeah.
eBay auctions, because everybody's selling those old magazines. Everybody's selling all those old kits and things and giving them away everywhere because they've had them forever and it's not what they want anymore.
Yeah.
So why get a back stash of 30 patterns that you're going to end up not doing them?
Yeah.
So keep your stash small if you can.
That's like so not things that people say on
I
Flosstube.
know. But you know what? When you get to be 60 years old and you're thinking, someday I'm going to need a smaller home. Yeah.
Because I have so much
stuff. You're not
stuff.
as stashy as you used to be.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's some solid advice.
Yep.
Have you met, have you talked to anyone who's gotten into cross stitch again like you have? Or no?
Not really, because I just, the only people I talk to is my, at that store.
Yeah.
You know, at the store that I go to. Otherwise, I'm just running into people on Facebook. And to tell you the truth, I've shut down a lot of my Facebook groups just because I'm trying to stay away from Facebook more. And, you know, when the more groups you're in, the more hours you're going to spend on there looking at your stuff. And I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I did notice when I was in more Facebook groups, there's a lot of people coming back saying, hey, I haven't done this since the 2005 or whatever. So it is nice to see it growing again.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite floss tubers, or do you watch Flosstube?
I like this one called Lindy Stitches.
Okay, other than me.
No.
No,
Only you. I have watched a couple, like I was looking at the pin stitch, is that what it's called? Or pin start, or I don't know.
Like a tutorial?
Like when I'm looking up tutorials and stuff, I watched other ones, and I looked up some really simple starter ones for Angela when she wanted to start. She was in a rehab for a while, and I thought, well, if you're bored, go watch these YouTubes and you can kind of get an idea of it before we get a chance, and stuff like that. But I haven't really watched too much. No.
Okay.
Not a big YouTube watcher. Now your dad is.
Does Dad watch Flosstube?
No, Dad does not watch Flosstube. But if anything is broken in the house, you know, stapler, whatever, he's on YouTube. How to fix a stapler. No, not really a stapler, but, you know,
stapler
the car, you know, all his tools and all those things. He's always fixing things. And he'll watch not one YouTube, but like 5 on how to do it and find who has the best idea. And, you know, he's one of those really researching, comparing kind of people.
Well,
anyway, that's all
I think that's it, right?
That's it. Cross stitch has changed a lot. I mean, used to, all you did was frame it. That was it. There may have been cards, you know, making cards, but not like now. There's so many different ways to finish it, and there's all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the buttons you can put on, the jewels you can put on, the beads, the trims, all of it. So it's changed a lot, and I actually like a lot better now than when it was back then.
Yeah, it's more crafty and artsy.
It is. Even for people that don't feel like they're that artsy. Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That's fun.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Thanks for hanging with me and my mom.
It was fun.
Yes, I thought so too.
Yep.
All right.
Not me. I ain't being back on
Maybe
here.
next year you can show your next year of stitching.
So I'll show you how much older I've gotten in the past year.
You mean how much more creative?
How much more creative I have gotten and what I've gotten
The wisdom you
accomplished.
have attained.
I think it'll probably be just getting that anniversary thing done will probably be about it. It'll be a very short video.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to it.
Okay.
Talk to you later. Bye.
There you go.
Be like, hey, want to meet my mom? Okay, let's do that. Okay, that's good.
Okay. Not exactly like that, but yeah.
No, now I have to act all serious. Like, pose somehow. So that you can see me and you.
There we go.
That would be a good one.